Hi everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making some beef sandwiches. Now, it's not an ordinary beef sandwich. We're really going to zhuzh it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook our beef. I'm doing mine in the Instapot because I didn't pull it out because I thought I had corned beef, and then I went to go get the corned beef. I didn't have corned beef. So I'm going to use a roast. Kind of just switching gears here, but I'm kind of going to build it like a Reuben without the corned beef. So what my bread is going to be is crescent rolls, top and bottom, and we're going to put some Swiss cheese in there, some sauerkraut, some Thousand Island dressing, and some meat, and then we'll bake it up. But first we got to get our meat going. So in an Instapot with the trivet in it, you're going to put your beef in. It can be any size. It's 30 minutes per pound. The reason I like doing the Instapot is because not only does it make this meat really tender while it's cooking, but it cooks it really quick. If you were to cook this in the oven, well, first of all, you really can't cook this from frozen in the oven. It just takes way too long. So say that you thawed it and you were going to put it in the oven, it still would take probably 4 or 5 hours on really low and slow cooking to get it to the point that you need it. Okay, so. Alright, so I'm just going to put this into my pot. A little bit too big for my pot, actually. We'll see how that works.
It'll melt down.
It'll melt down, yeah. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 3 cups of beef broth, but I have 1 beer and the rest beef broth because I thought I had a corned beef. So we're just going to flow with it and see how it goes. Sometimes the worst mistakes make the best food. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some garlic in there. We just kind of want to zhuzh this up to have the best tasting meat. Put some in your water.
Don't be stingy with that garlic.
I'm not. I'm actually going to kind of steam it in the garlic.
Okay.
Because we really need to have the flavor on here, some good flavors, because normally we have pickling spices. I have pickling spices here at home, but I don't think it would be that great on a beef roast. I'm not going to use any salt. Let me dry my hands real quick. I'm not going to use any salt because I'm going to put this Lipton onion soup mix on it, and it's really salty. But I am going to use some pepper.
Lots of fresh ground pepper.
Yep. Because you're going to either cut this or shred it, however it'll come apart. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my Lipton onion soup mix pack on. And I'm going to have cooked mine for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let natural release for, I think it's 15 minutes.
It's about 15 minutes or
so. Okay. And that's what I like about this recipe too. I hate on the Instapot having to do the pressure release yourself. It freaks me out. I don't know why. It scares me. I think because my grandma had a pressure cooker, one of the old ones, and she got burnt really bad on it one time, and I think it's just scared me ever since. Okay, so now I'm just going to put that in for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let it release on its own for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back. Alright, now that we have our beef already cooked and I shredded it, you're going to take a 9x13 pan, and you're going to get one of your rolls of crescent dough out. You're going to set your oven at 375, and we're going to put this in the bottom of our pan.
It's going to explode.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of press this in. We just don't want a lot of holes in it, that's all. Just kind of do it like this. Push it to the sides. And then I'm just going to put this one on the other side. And then we're going to stick this in our 375-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes or until it's golden brown. Alright, while I'm waiting for my oven to heat up to put this in, let's go on to our next step. You're going to take sauerkraut. You don't have to do this. If you don't like sauerkraut, leave it out. It does not matter. I bought a bag of sauerkraut that you find in the refrigerator section. You can use canned if you'd like. And you're going to rinse it really well, and squeeze it dry really tight, okay? And then what you're going to do is break it up a little bit, and then you're going to add your Thousand Island dressing or whatever kind of dressing you would like to top this. So we're going to get our crust brown and crunchy. Then we're going to add our meat. Actually, you do your crust, pull it out of the oven. We're going to put Swiss cheese down. You can use provolone. You can use whatever kind you want. Then we're going to put the meat on top of that. Then we're going to put the sauerkraut mixed with our salad dressing on top of that. And then we're going to put another thing of crescent rolls on top and bake it. And I can't tell you how much of this to add. It's all up to you. Eyeball it. Now, if you wanted to make a real Reuben, all you'd substitute your beef out is for corned beef. And you can do your corned beef frozen. Just stick it in the Instapot again. Look up the, we have a recipe for Instapot corned beef. Look back in those recipes. It'll tell you how to do it. It came out amazing, you guys. So don't hesitate to use your Instapot. I'm a little leery of it because I'm from old school where they had the old ones that used to like burn the crap out of you, you know. So I'm still a little,
pressure cookers.
Yeah, the pressure cookers. So I'm still a little leery on mine, but I'm learning and I'm not as afraid anymore.
She's using it more and more often.
Yeah, and I do notice that the meats come out so much better than in the oven, actually.
Tougher cuts of meat are really tender.
And in 2 hours, like an hour and a half, it's done. So I will get back to you as soon as my crust is done. Alright, this just came out of the oven. I'm going to put my cheese on the bottom. I'm just using baby Swiss. And then we're going to put some of our meat. Now, if you have some of this beef left over, go ahead and put it in a Ziploc and freeze it. And you could make tacos with it, or you can make
barbecued beef,
ramen, homemade ramen. And then you won't need to cook meat for the homemade ramen because you already have it.
Watch your fingers on that pan.
I know.
I'm not butchering up the yellow plant to save your fingers today.
Alright, I have about half of my roast left. I think this is plenty of meat for this sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And the cat loves this meat. And he normally does not eat people food, but he is begging for this. He loves it.
He said there's not enough meat on it.
Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put some red onion. You don't need to do this. If you don't like it, don't put it on. I just think it gives it a little bit of a bite, a little bit of texture to it.
A little crunch.
A little crunch. It's good. I know, baby. I'll
You know,
right
if
there.
you wanted, you could also put like the pepperoncinis or the pickled pepper rings.
Yep.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Alright, I think that looks good. You think that's enough onion there, Jackie?
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my coleslaw on.
No, sauerkraut.
Or sauerkraut. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yes. Okay, so the sauerkraut goes on next. What did I call it?
Coleslaw.
Coleslaw. And I'm just going to kind of mush it out with my hands or whatever. Like I said, you can use any kind of dressing you want on this. Italian would be delicious. The Catalina French, the red French on this would be amazing. But Jackie doesn't like any of that. He likes Thousand Island or ranch. So that's what we're doing is Thousand Island. Because I'm not a big ranch person. Use up the rest of this. kind of spread it out. And this is also going to keep your meat a little bit moist too while it's baking. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put another layer of cheese.
You can never have too much cheese.
I bought a pound of cheese for this, and we'll see how much is left.
About a half pound.
Maybe. They're pretty big slices though. That's.
Yeah.
I have 3 slices left. That's it. So, worked out perfect. Okay, now we're going to get our other container of crescent rolls, and we're going to put it on the top of our cheese, and then we're going to put it in the oven for 12 to 16 minutes, or until just everything is heated through and the top is browned.
We'll come back to you once the top is on.
Alright, so I ended up opening another can because I bought generic, and for some reason they're a little bit dry and they're not stretching to cover this. So I just opened up another container, and I just kind of filled in the holes with that. I'm going to stick this in the oven for 12 to 16 minutes, or until it's heated through and the top is golden brown. Alright, once the top is nice and golden brown, pull it out, let it sit for about 10 minutes so everything comes together, and then slice it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.